Hello, dear students. I'm Assistant Professor Rushali Ahel, and in the last session of Fermentation Technology Part 2nd, we have already started with the tetanus infection, in which we have already seen the introduction about the tetanus as well as its causative agent, epidemiology, all we have studied in detail. We will continue with the last session, and we have already started with the incubation period of it, in which we have seen that the incubation period, it may vary from 1 day to several months. Means it generally varies from the time of injury to the first symptoms. So we'll start with the period of onset, means the time of starting of infection. So it is the time from the first symptom to the reflex spasm. It means हमने देखा था कि इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड क्या होता है, जब इंजरी होती है, इंजरी होने के बाद जब पहला सिम्टम टिटेनस का दिखाई देता है, द टाइम बिटवीन इंजरी टू फर्स्ट सिम्टम इज योर इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड. तो फर्स्ट सिम्टम दिखने के बाद फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट सिम्टम टू रिफ्लेक्स स्पाज्म, टिटेनस में क्या होता है, मसल स्ट्रेच होने स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं और रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन जो होता है पर्सन का वो कम होने लगता है. तो फर्स्ट सिम्टम दिखने के बाद रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन जब कम होने लगती है या फिर रिफ्लेक्स स्पाज्म जब स्टार्ट होने लगता है, दैट टाइम इज द पीरियड ऑफ ऑनसेट ऑफ टिटेनस, मतलब स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट ऑफ टिटेनस. एंड इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड ऑफ 4 days और लेस इज मोस्टली ऑब्जर्व्ड. मतलब इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड जो होता है क्लोस्ट्रिडियम टिटानी का, इट इज जनरली लेस देन 4 days, and generally the infection starts within 48 hours after the injury or associated with the development of severe tetanus. Now let's start with the pathogenesis, or how does this infection spreads inside the body, that we'll study in the detail. So if we start with the pathogenesis, the first important factor is the entry of Clostridium tetanus inside the body of the person. So Clostridium tetani, it enters inside the body through wounds or various burns caused due to rusty nails. Then after the entry, it starts sporulating under anaerobic conditions. Under anaerobic conditions, this Clostridium tetani, it starts producing its spores inside the body of the person. In these anaerobic condition, it starts to multiply, and after multiplication or after the sporulation process, it produces tetanospasmin. Now these tetanospasmin in the next step spreads through blood and lymphatic system and binds to the motor neurons. So पहले क्या होता है, जब क्लॉस्ट्रिडियम टिटानी बॉडी में एंटर होती है, आफ्टर द एंट्री इट स्टार्ट्स स्पोल्यूलेटिंग under anaerobic conditions, and during sporulation or during multiplication it produces tetanospasmin. और ये जो tetanospasmin होते हैं, this tetanospasmin it spreads through blood and lymphatic system, and while moving through this lymphatic system it binds to the motor neurons. After binding to the motor neurons, it travels along the axons to the spinal cord. मोटर न्यूरॉन्स को बाइंड होने के बाद एक्सॉन में से वो स्पाइनल कॉर्ड तक पहुंचता है, एंड आफ्टर एंट्री ऑफ स्पाइनल कॉर्ड it binds to the site responsible for inhibiting the skeletal muscle contraction. स्पाइनल कॉर्ड में एंटर होने के बाद जहाँ से रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन स्टार्ट होता है, या फिर द पॉइंट वेयर स्केलेटल मसल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, मसल कॉन्ट्रैक्शन का जो पॉइंट होता है उस पॉइंट पर बाइंड होकर इट स्टॉप्स द मसल कॉन्ट्रैक्शन. मसल का कॉन्ट्रैक्शन जब स्टॉप हो जाता है, इट बिकम स्ट्रेच्ड, रिजिड बन जाते हैं मसल्स. एंड दिस इज द exact condition of tetanus. First of all, the Clostridium tetani, it enters inside the body, then it sporulates. After the sporulation, it produces tetanospasmin. This tetanospasmin, it spread through the blood and lymphatic system. It enters to the spinal cord, and after entry of the spinal cord, it stops the muscle contraction. So here diagrammatically you can see the transport of tetanus toxin. This tetanus toxin basically it enters, or initially it binds to the peripheral nervous terminal. This is the peripheral nervous terminal, and then it transport through the axons across the synaptic junction until it reaches the central nervous system. एक बार वो central nervous system पर जाता है, then it becomes rapidly fixed to the gangliosides at the presynaptic inhibitory motor nerve ending, then taken into axon by endocytosis. Endocytosis process में it is taken up, and here basically it controls the central nervous system. When the central nervous system comes in its control, it inhibits the contraction of the skeletal muscles. Now, after the entry of the Clostridium tetani, it releases different types of toxins. How does that toxin attacks or acts? This toxin, which causes tetanus, it blocks the release of inhibitory neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters जो inhibit कर सकते हैं, that or the release of neurotransmitters is stopped or inhibited by the toxins released by tetanus or Clostridium tetani. Various neurotransmitters like glycine, gamma amino butyric acids are not produced due to this toxin, and these neurotransmitters, they are very important to check the nervous impulses. जब भी हम किसी भी चीज़ को टच करते हैं, we immediately feel that touch or various nervous impulses are passed through our body. That nervous impulses are checked with the help of neurotransmitters, and these neurotransmitters are inhibited by the action of this toxin. If these nervous impulses are not checked, then it causes the inhibition of muscular contraction, which is a characteristics of tetanus. Nerves impulses से अगर पास नहीं होंगे, nerve impulses check नहीं होंगे, then the contraction of muscle cannot occur properly, and if the muscle contraction does not occur, then it is a characteristic of tetanus infection. So this is about the action of toxin of tetanus as well as the pathogenesis and onset of tetanus infection. Thank you.